Well, we got some big news today from the United States Supreme Court in the Sweet Cakes by Melissa case, which I think everybody often knows as Aaron and Melissa Klein. And the news is that the bad decision below has been vacated, which is the great news. It will also, though, be remanded for some other issues. The Supreme Court asked that the decision below be vacated and that it be remanded back to the Oregon courts, that they have to reconsider this in light of the Masterpiece decision.
Sure. So as many of you have heard, Aaron and Melissa Klein owned Sweet Cakes by Aaron and Melissa Klein. It was their lifelong work that they poured their heart and souls into. They created custom cakes for a whole host of events. But in 2013, they were approached by a same-sex couple to create a wedding cake, a custom cake for that wedding ceremony. And because of their religious views, they decided to live out their faith in that moment, and they politely declined to bake the cake for that couple, although they had served them before for many other occasions. Well, the state of Oregon came out adamantly against the Kleins. They shut down their business, put a gag order on them, which was a free speech violation, and they also penalized them $135,000, ensuring that they could not continue their work. So we've been waiting for years now on our client's behalf, hoping for a victory, much like the one we received today. The grant vacate remand essentially said that the lower court will have to decide their case in accordance with Masterpiece Cake Shop. Masterpiece Cake Shop was a Supreme Court precedent released last year, which said that state governments cannot be hostile towards people for their religious views and their religious expression. A case very similar to Aaron and Melissa Klein's. So we are really hopeful for a correct decision and one that will really vindicate the rights of our clients.
This, is a pretty strong statement, number one, because if you don't understand how things usually work, when you go to the Supreme Court and ask for them to grant certiorari, you only get less than 1% of those that are granted. So usually, if it's a bad decision below, it's going to stay a bad decision below, and the case is going to be over. So, as somebody who has known the Kleins now for a number of years, their 5 children and everything they've been through, the death threats to their family, their children, all because they're simply trying to operate their business according to their faith. This is a great day because this bad decision below is now vacated. It's over. And the court sent this back down saying specifically, this needs to be looked at in light of Masterpiece. And if you know the facts of this case, it really does. Because what happened in this case, the trier of their case, before he ever had them come before them, said that they needed to be, quote, rehabilitated. That is not a neutral judge or a neutral court. So it's that kind of hostility against religion and bias against religious people that Masterpiece is talking about, and that the Supreme Court just sent a pretty strong signal below. We're still going to have to go below and fight this out, and this is one of those things people don't understand. These things don't happen quickly. This is going to take a lot of money, a lot of resources, but we're going to do it, and we think that the result of this is going to be a really good precedent for everybody who's trying to run their business according to their faith around the country. But that's one of the reasons I just want to thank you as somebody who's really behind First Liberty and what we do. Is by you supporting what we do, we're able to get these cases, even though sometimes they take many, many years, but to get to a precedent, to get to a decision that protects religious freedom for all Americans, including those who are trying to run their business.